Unit 41, Land Description. Unit Overview. One of the essential elements of a real estate contract is a proper description of the property. A proper description is commonly defined as one from which a surveyor could fix and locate the property boundaries. This unit explains the three methods of describing property. Unit outline and objectives. This unit covers the following topics: meters and bounds descriptions, lot and block descriptions, rectangular survey descriptions. After completing this unit, you will be able to define the elements of a meters and bounds description, define a lot and block description, discuss the common types of boundary surveys, explain the rectangular survey system, define the GNSRB and M, define and designate townships and ranges, define and number section, calculate areage of parts of a section or township, write and plot a rectangular survey description, discuss corrections for the earth curvature. Meters and bounds, a method of describing property boundaries using distance and compass directions from point to point. Requirements: point of beginning, distance between points, directions between points, closure must begin and end at the same point. Here we have a little picture describing land by meters and bounds. True or false? Legal descriptions in a contract are required to identify the property. True or false? The correct answer is true. In a meters and bounds description, the description must begin and end at the point of beginning. True or false? The correct answer is true. Meters mean measurements and bounds mean boundaries. True or false? Correct answer is true. Recorded plat or lot and block. A subdivision map that shows the location and boundaries of individual parcels and is recorded with the country records office. Most common in populated areas. Area is mapped and the plat map identifies parcels by lot and or lot and block number, usually used to describe the smallest parcel. So again, we have a little picture here. Land description by record plat map. Okay, just shows that. True or false? In a record plat description in a contract, the property must be described with both the lot and block description and the meters and the boundaries description from the record map. True or false? Correct answer is false. Lot and block descriptions usually describe the smallest parcels of property. True or false? The correct answer is true. Boundary surveying. Boundary surveying, a sketch or map of a piece of land showing the property boundaries and physical features such as buildings, rivers, creeks, and roadways. Some surveys also note topographic information like elevation and soil density. Boundary surveys usually take two forms: flagging the property corners or a full survey showing boundary lines and buildings location. Alta survey. These are typically done for title companies or lenders in commercial property transactions. They include boundary lines, location of the main building including improvements, location of ancillary building, and identification of easements and other access rights. Auto surveys are very complex, can cost tens of thousands of dollars, and take weeks to complete. True or false? A boundary survey also includes topographical features and the building location. True or false? The correct answer is false. An auto survey is used most commonly in transactions involving commercial property. True or false? The correct answer is true. Rectangular survey or government survey. A rectangular survey or government survey, a method of land description based on survey lines that run north to south and east to west. This method is used to describe the largest parcel, also called public land survey system. Point of beginning at the intersection of Gila and Salt River. Baseline and principal meridian. Baseline runs east to west, principal meridian runs north to south. Ranges. Range lines run north and south every 6 miles from the principal meridian. Numbered based on the distance and direction from the principal meridian, R1E, R2E, etc., and R1W, R2W. Townships: 6 miles by 6 miles square parcel of land formed by the intersection of range and township lines. Township lines runs east to west every 6 miles from the baseline. Townships are created where township and range lines intersect. Concept of 36 sections, numbered based on distance and direction from the baseline. T1N, T2N, T3N, and T1S, T2S. An east-west row of township is called a tier. And this is just a map showing of township lines, tiers, baseline, townships, ranges, and principal meridian. True or false? Ranges are 6-mile wide strips of land that are described by their distance and direction from the Medina. True or false? It would be true. Ranges lay east or west of the Medina. True or false? The correct answer is true. Townships are squares that are 6 miles square and described by their distance and direction from the baseline. True or false? Correct answer is true. The township designation for all townships that are in the third tier north of the baseline would be described as T3N. True or false? The correct answer is true. The area of a township is 36 acres. Would that be true or false? The correct answer is false. An east-west row of township is a tier. True or false? Correct answer is true. Section, a parcel of land 1 mile by 1 mile, 1 mile square containing 1 square mile. There are 36 sections in a township and numbered as shown. Calculating average acreage. Step 1. Work backwards, right to left, dividing by 4 each step. Step 2. Descriptions may use 1/2 or 1/4. Number 1 right here shows 1 square mile equals 640 acres. A section is a square 1 mile x 1 mile which contains 400 acres. 1 acre equals 43,560 square feet. And number 2 shows right here a partition of sections. 1/4 section equals 160 acres. 1/4 of 1/4 section equals 40 acres. And yeah, it just shows a picture here with everything. A township contains 36 sections, each of which contain 1 square mile or 640 acres. True or false? It would be true. In any township, Section 1 is in the upper right corner and Section 36 is in the lower right corner. True or false? It would be true. In any township, Section 6 is in the northwest corner and Section 31 is in the southeast corner. True or false? Correct answer is false. Any quarter section contains 160 acres. Would that be true or false? It would be true. Any quarter of a quarter section contains 40 acres. True or false? Correct answer is true. 1/2 of a section contains 320 acres. True or false? The answer is true. The dimensions of a section are 5,280 feet by 5,280 feet. Is it true or false? It is true. Writing and plotting descriptions. When given a diagram, start with the smallest parcel and work to the largest area, right left to right. When given a description, start with largest area and work backwards, right to left, to the smallest area. Corrections for earth curvature, range lines coverage toward the earth poles. They don't maintain a 6-mile separation. Corrections are made every 24 miles north from bottom of the state to re-establish 6-mile separation. A check is a parcel which is 24 miles square, 24 by 24, and contains 16 townships. Correction townships. Townships that are distorted to correct for the earth curvature. A correction township contains 25 standard sections, 640 acres each, and 11 fraction sections. The correction affects sections across the north side and down the west side of the correction townships. The fraction sections are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 18, 19, 30, and 31. Here it shows two pictures, township and adjacent section. True or false? A check contains 16 townships. True or false? It would be true. In a correction township, there are 11 fraction sections. True or false? It would be true. In a correction township, the 11 fraction sections are section numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 18, 19, 30, and 31. Is it true or false? The correct answer is true. Okay, here we have land description, math, definitions, and conversation. Linear measure. 1 mile equals 5,280 feet equals 1,760 yards. 1/2 mile equals 2,640 feet. 1/4 mile equals 1,320 feet. One section equals 1 mile square. 1 mile square is a parcel square in shape, 1 mile on each side. One township equals 6 miles square. One check equals 24 miles square. Area square measure. 1 acre equals 43,560 square feet. 1 square mile equals 640 acres. One section equals 640 acres. One section equals 1 square mile. One township equals 36 square miles. One check equals 16 townships. Here we have a section diagram. Okay, here we have an example 1. The east 1/2 of the S-west 1/4 of the northwest 1/4 of section 10 contains how many acres? Just show step 1, working from right to left, quarter and halve the section. Example 2. The southwest 1/4 of the northeast 1/4 and the west 1/2 of the SE 1/4. Section 14 contains a total of how many acres? Quarter and halve the section from right to left. Step 1 and step 2. And example 3. What is the distance between the northwest corner of section 21 and the SE corner of section 29 if both sections are in the same township? Shows a little picture of 20, 21, 29, 28. Says 2 miles. True or false? The S half of the northwest 1/4 of section 14 contains 80 acres. Is that true or false? It would be true. The northwest 1/4 of the northwest 1/4 of the southeast 1/4 of section 28 T3N R4E contains 40 acres. True or false? It would be false. The northeast 1/4 of northwest 1/4 of section 12 and the S 1/2 of section 1 T5N R2W contains 360 acres. Is that true or false? It would be true. T1 2S R1OE of the GN SRBNM AZ contains 36 acres. Is that true or false? It would be false. If the northeast 1/4 of the southeast 1/4 of section 36 is sold for $5,000 per acre, the sale price would be 200,000. Is that true or false? It would be true. Vocabulary activity 1 of 2. Definitions of real estate language and concepts represent a critical element of the licensing exam. Range, township section, Northwest 1/4 section, and it just shows north to south strip of land 6 miles wide, a parcel 6 miles square, a parcel 1 mile by 1 mile with an area of 640 areas, a parcel containing 164 acres. Definition of real estate language and concepts represent a critical element of the licensing. Here it just shows tier, G and S and R, B and M, A, Z, 1 mile, 1/2 section. Again, east to west strip of land 6 miles wide. The reference point of rectangular survey land description in AZ, 5,280 feet, 320 acres. Unit 41, Math Homework Question 1. Okay. The northeast corner of the northeast 1/4 of northeast 1/4 of section 2 is how far from the southeast corner of the northeast 1/4 of section 26 in the same township? The correct answer is D, 4.5 miles. Says draw a township diagram and label. Since each section is 1 mile on a side, the distance is 4.5 miles. Question 2. How far north of the baseline is the southeast corner of section 13, T5N or 5E? The correct answer is B, 27 miles. Question 3. How many acres are contained in the following land description beginning at the southeast corner of the northwest 1/4 of section 26, thence north 1 mile, then southeast to the southeast corner of the northwest 1/4 of section 25, thence west to the point of the beginning? Which is the correct answer, guys? Correct answer is C, 320. And in the bottom it just shows a diagram and it shows, yep. Question 4. The northwest 1/4 of the northwest 1/4 of the section of land contains how many acres? Correct answer is B, 40 acres. Question 5. The west 1/2 of the SE 1/4 of section 6 and the northeast 1/4 of the southwest 1/4 of section 7 and the north 1/2 of the northwest 1/4 of section 9 contain a total of how many acres? That would be D, 200. Key terms. The following are key terms for this lesson. Alta survey. These are typical done for the title companies or lenders in commercial property transaction. They include boundary lines, location of the main building including improvements, location of ancillary buildings, and identification of estimates. And other access rights. Alta surveys are very complex, can cost tens of thousands of dollars, and takes weeks to complete. Boundary survey a sketch or map of a piece of land showing the property boundaries and physical features such as buildings, rivers, creeks, and roadways. Some surveys are also note typically information like elevation and soil density. A check a parcel of land containing 16 townships (correction township) townships that are distorted to correct for the earth curvature. A correction township contains 25 standard sections (640 acres each) and 11 fraction sections. Metres and bounds: one type of legal description that describes a site by boundary lines, terminal points, and angles. The description must begin and end at the point of beginning. 1 acre, 43,500 square feet. Range: in the rectangular survey system, a 6-mile strip of land running north-south. Recorded plat or lot and block: a method of legal description of subdivision identifying a parcel of land by reference to lot and block numbers within a subdivision as specified on a subdivision plat map that is recorded in the country where the property is located, also called lot and block system. Rectangular survey, government survey, aka public land survey system, federal government system that divides land into sections, townships, and ranges using baselines and principal meridians, also called government survey system. Section: an area of land in the rectangular survey system that is 1 mile by 1 mile square. One section equals 640 acres, and 36 sections equal one township. Tier: in the rectangular survey system, a 6-mile strip of land running east-west. Townships: square divisions of land 6 miles by 6 miles. In the rectangular survey system, one township contains 36 sections, 36 square miles, 23,040 acres. Unit summary: before moving on to this unit quiz, please review these key points. The requirements for a meters and bound descriptions are: point of beginning, distance between points, directions between points, closure. A lot and block description is also called a record plat description. A boundary survey is a sketch or map of a piece of land showing the property boundaries and physical features. An auto survey is typically done for title companies or lenders in a commercial property transaction. And the rectangular survey method of land description is also called a government survey description or a description by the public land survey system. The reference point for government survey description in Arizona is the Gila and Salt River baseline in Medina. A range is a 6-mile wide strip of land that runs north and south every 6 miles from the principal meridian. A township is a 6-mile square parcel of land created by the intersection of range lines and township lines. A township is 36 square miles in area and has 36 sections. A section is 1 mile square parcel within a township and has an area of 1 square mile. A section contains 640 acres. A check is a parcel of land containing 16 townships. A correction township is contain 11 fractional sections and 25 standard sections. The fractional section in a correction township are located along the north and west sides of the township. 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. One section equals 1 square mile equals 640 acres. 1 acre equals 43,560 square feet. Moving on. Real estate broker precising Unit 41 classroom, 41 land description, radio corrections for earth curvature. Believe it or not, the earth's surface is curved. Lines of latitude and longitude. Shows a picture here or video. Which sections are contiguous to section 6? Correct answer is A, 1 and 7. Number 2, a broker sold the southwest one-fourth of the southwest one-fourth of the south one-fourth and the west one-half of the northwest one-fourth of section 26, township 4, range 3 east. How many acres are included in the sale? Correct answer is D, 90. Number 3, a survey usually made for title insurance purposes on commercial property is C, Alta survey. Number 4, which of the following methods is normally used to accurately describe the smallest parcel of land in Arizona? Correct answer is A. Number 5, in a record plat land description, the item record is the C, survey map. Number 6, how many acres are contained in the following land description? The northeast one-fourth of the southeast one-fourth and the S one-half of the southeast one-fourth of the northeast one-fourth. That would be A, 16. Number 7, the following would be an example of what type of surveying system beginning at the southeast corner of Tattoon and Cactus proceed 2,640 feet north, then 400 feet west, then 700 feet south, and back to the point of beginning. The correct answer is C. Number 8. How many acres are contained in the following description? The northeast one-fourth of the northwest one-fourth and the south one-half of the northwest one-fourth of the northeast one-fourth and the northwest one-fourth of the southwest one-fourth. The correct answer is B, 100. Number 9. How far from the baseline is Township 4 north, Range 2 east? Correct answer is D, 18 through 24 miles. Number 11. A plat map would include everything except A, buildings. Number 12. A line running east to west across the state and passing through the point of beginning of the government survey is known as the D, baseline. Number 13. Which government regulator in Arizona is responsible for making sure the legal description of a property is correct? That would be D. Number 14. How many townships are in a parcel 24-mile square? That would be C, 16. Number 15. All of the following items are extensional to a meters and bounds description except C, recorded plat. 16. How far from the principal Medina is Township 4 north, Range 2 east? That would be B, 6 to 12 miles. Number 17. What is wrong or defective with this legal description? The southwest one-fourth of the northwest one-fourth of Section 5, Township 3 North, Range 5 West. The correct answer is B. The baseline and Medina are missing. Number 18. Markers and degrees are commonly referenced in what type of survey? That would be C. Meters and bounds. Number 19. All of the following sections are considered standard except C. 18. Number 20. The word used to describe a row of townships running east to west at a given distance from the baseline would be what? The answer is A. Moving forward.